on YouTube? Eli here, Iron Mind Fitness. I'm going to cook myself some food while I answer some frequently asked beginner questions. So stick around, it should be fun. Okay, so a big question I get as far as a lot of beginners ask me, especially like when I'm in the gym with my members and stuff, is what I eat for breakfast. Now, typically, if I'm not working out, like immediately after I eat breakfast, I'll have something with a decent amount of carbs just to get me through my morning, because I do wake up pretty fucking early. So I'll typically go with some eggs and maybe some oatmeal. Oatmeal is a great complex carb, but for me it runs through me pretty quick because in oatmeal there's no fats or nothing. So what I'll do is I'll have the eggs, and I'll also have some sirloin steak if I feel like I need to get extra protein in the day. But other than that, if I'm trying to work out and I'm going to have breakfast, it'll be a pretty heavy breakfast. So I'll have oatmeal, maybe some home fries, something heavy on carbs with some sirloin steak. You only need that protein.
Are you flexing?
No. So the next question that I get from beginners, and it's a pretty often one, is I'm on the heavier side and I don't know where to start. And when I say the heavier side, I don't mean just like in the 20% body fat, you're kind of like trying to lose weight for the summer. No, I mean like you're trying to make a lifestyle change for the better. Well, if you're on the heavier side, the 30 to 35, maybe even 40% body fat, first thing you should honestly do, because most of the people who are in that body fat range don't live a very active life, just wake up in the morning and walk. Just walk. Just walk for 20 minutes, 3 times a week, and then slowly progress that. When you hit to like, you're going to see yourself make changes. You definitely are, because that activity level your body's not used to. So you're going to see some changes, but you will plateau. So what I recommend, walk and start eating a little different, because you don't want to make a whole overhaul in your life and end up relapsing into your old lifestyle. So different options like almond milk, almond butter, egg whites, chicken, grilled chicken, stuff like that. You can help make your life a lot easier and also help, take some weight off. So that's my tip. So the next question I get often is, I've been skinny my whole life and I'm trying to gain weight and I just can't. And typically these guys are the ones that say, I eat so much and I just don't gain weight. What do I do? Eat more. That's really it. For if you've been skinny your whole life, you don't know. You are fucking blessed. I am blessed. I can eat like shit, and I'll still have abs. I had 12 pancakes this morning. We're blessed. And it's sad to say for the people out there that look at food and gain weight, but if you're a guy who's trying to gain weight, simply eat more. Oh, but I'm always so full. So this is where you run into a problem. You say you're full. Most of the time, these are the guys trying to stay ripped and, really try to eat clean year-round and shit like that. It sounds weird, and it sounds like terrible advice, but this is how I did it. I started eating like shit. I would have McDonald's in the morning for breakfast, and I would eat every 2 hours of big, calorie-dense food. I'm not talking about brown rice and chicken. I'm talking about ground beef and with a lot of seasoning and white rice, stuff that could fill you up quick. To get full on brown rice and grilled chicken, you have to eat a lot, and you're gonna get full quick, especially if you're a skinnier guy. So eat, man, eat like shit, especially if you're a guy that's trying to gain weight, to cut down, to look like, to really look shredded. Then, gain that size, eat like shit, and then come down. If you know it's only going to be for a certain amount of time, you shouldn't have a problem eating dirty, so to speak. Okay, so the next question I got was, is it possible to clean bulk, and how? Yes, it's very possible. And a lot of bodybuilders who, let's say, do a show, or even physique guys, who do a show and then in 5 weeks or 7 weeks have another show coming up, and you're not going to continue cutting. If you have 2 shows back to back like that, you're not just going to cut more weight. You want to put on muscle, but you don't want to get too fat so that when the show comes up, you're not out of shape. So really the only way to do this is eat clean as hell. Clean carbs, brown rice, a lot of grains, and keep your calorie intake very consistent throughout the week. Keep your fats very low. Keep your carbs decently high. Protein to about a gram to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. So I weigh about 155 pounds, so I'd have like 150 to 170 grams of protein. And keep raising your carbs every week when you see your plateau. And you don't want to raise it too much because that's how you'll gain too much weight and start going into a much dirtier style of bulking. You want to keep your carbs clean so that you're putting on strictly muscle. Now, this is very intensive to weighing your food. It's like basically off-season, on-season dieting for off-season. I'll tell you now, I tried doing it for 2 weeks. It sucks. It's not fun. Especially coming off a show, you want to eat, and you don't want to really be counting everything. I counted everything for 12 weeks. There's no reason to keep counting stuff. But for the average guy who wants to just gain just that muscle, and you're willing to do that, by all means, man, go for it. But it's in my opinion, that's not the best route. Just go dirty, have fun with it, gain that weight, and strip it down again. All right, last question I got was, what do I do for pre-workout nutrition? Now, personally, I have a different pre-workout protocol. I like to work out when I have 2 or 3 meals in me, so I have a lot more food in my system, as opposed to, waking up in the morning and just going to work out. So I love red meat before I work out. For some reason, I get an amazing pump from the fats that are in red meat, and also I'll have red meat, black beans, and brown rice. Now, for somebody who works out in the morning, so a snack that I like to have, I like to have that could work for a lot of people that work out in the morning, is I'll have bread, any type of bread, especially if you're not watching your diet too much. Bread, a layer of peanut butter, throw some honey on there. Honey is very important there because the honey is going to, spike your sugar levels so that you get a nice little energy boost, especially if you're having coffee. So, honey, granola for some extra carbs, and then a banana over the top, like that's like a banana. And I'll do 2 patties like that, or two pieces of toast like that. I just dropped a piece of food. 2 pieces of toast like that, and that works really good. But this also goes into knowing your body and knowing what works well for your body. I know, me personally, red meat works really well for me, so I make sure that I have at least 3 meals in me, and that 3rd meal is always a brown rice, black beans, and ground beef. And that's basically the end of the video. So let me show you guys what I'm eating over here. Come on over. Let me not put it in there. Let me not fuck up. So this is some chopped up chicken with some eggs and some rice with some soy sauce. Really simple.
Yum.
Yeah. As always, it was awesome. Peace.